are there already. Brenham 68 degrees this morning. Tomball, you're waking up at 69. Pearland 71. IAH at 70. Galveston still at 75. But this is just the very beginning of this cooler, drier air settling in. The next few mornings will be even cooler. So if you step outside and you don't notice the changes just yet, don't be disappointed. I think your Saturday and Sunday morning are going to be even better. But look, already a 4-degree drop inside the loop, 5-degree drop in Waller. Sugar Land, you're waking up 3 degrees cooler than where you were yesterday. Your Friday forecast looks beautiful. Yes, once the sun does come up, we are going to be warming up. Temperatures this afternoon, upper 80s to right around 90 degrees by 4 o'clock. This is still a few degrees above average for the afternoons, but let's focus on the good stuff, guys. The mornings are always going to be a little bit nicer. Jen, hopefully, Travis on this Friday morning.
Yeah, you know, I'm thinking of the holiday weekend and I'm checking hips.
Yeah,
I got my own inflation right here, built in.
Built-in inflation.
I mean, it looks like it'd be fun, but also not that comfy. I think a nice jersey fabric is the phase 2.
I think they're trying.
I know. Also, like, remembering to wear those pants, and how often are you going to wear those pants?
How do you wash them?
Ooh, okay, lots of questions, but I like the idea. It's a nice sentiment to help people
Kim
out.
approves.
Kim approves. Yeah, but you know what I'm more excited about? Ilona knows.
We approve of Kim today.
Yes, I think a lot of dew points right now. We've got a mixed bag, mid-50s to low 60s. Now, where we're going to stay on this Friday, the measure of moisture is down. Look at the temperature change for the dew point scale. So down by 7 in Tomball, 13 in Bush, 12 in Hobby, 11 in Sugar Land. Not only is the air dry, those temps are trickling down, more so in our northern cities and counties for now. That's the first push of the dry air. Eventually it does get down to the I-10 corridor, and it'll even get down to the coastline. But for now, Galveston is at 75 degrees. A cooler spot, Brenham 68 in Conroe, also under clear, beautiful skies. So we're down by about 5 degrees in Waller and El Campo, down by 4 downtown. It is going to keep getting better. So yes, this morning, look for the upper 60s, pretty much area wide. This afternoon gets pretty warm though. Yes, clear skies means lots of sunshine, and that is going to warm us up. So 87 for your high in Conroe today, 90 for downtown. Pearland gets up to 90 as well, and Sugar Land 91. Now pay attention to overnight Friday into Saturday. That's when the good stuff really starts rolling in. Could we see some upper 50s for our northern cities and counties? Yes. I'm looking at 57 for Bryan College Station, 59 for Huntsville. Downtown Houston, you're getting to 62. So those are the low 60s now trickling in for this weekend. It is going to be a very memorable one. 62 for your low Saturday, 62 on Sunday. We start to climb up just a little bit for the start of the week. Mid-60s, that's still close to where we should be for this time of year. And then, yes, we continue to climb the ladder just a little bit. But man, this is going to be a beautiful weekend. Pat likes to do his Pat's picks, and he said Saturday is his favorite. I think it's going to be my favorite too. Still gorgeous on Sunday, 89 degrees. Rain potential, none to see over the next 5 days, which is great for outdoor plans. However, the drought report that we just got, brand new yesterday, does show we've got some worsening conditions. Now, northeastern Harris County is under a moderate drought. This extends into Liberty too. So we got to watch rain potential over the next 7 days. Not looking likely. We are under a ridge of high pressure, which keeps things quiet here in the Atlantic Basin. We have 2 tropical storms, Jerry and Karen, which is brand new, that formed during the overnight hours. Both of these are fish storms. In fact, Jerry, which was expected to have some impacts in Bermuda, now tracking east of there and could potentially stay as a tropical storm. It was forecast to become a hurricane, but it looks like it's calming down. Jen, the heat is calming down for us. Check this out each and every day in the 7-day forecast. I love to see that little taste of fall. Would you?
Slowly moving into our area, Kim.
Can it come just a little bit faster? I'm watching it like watching paint dry. But it points are anywhere between the 50s and the 60s. Even at 60, it's already nice and comfortable. In fact, look at the dew point scale. So this measures moisture in the air. All summer long, we're anywhere between 70 to 75, sometimes even higher. So that brings you that instant sweat feel. As those dew points drop to 60 or below, that is dry and refreshing. That is what is in store for our Friday, and temperatures are already starting to reflect that. So under dry conditions, first of all, we don't have cloud cover, so we get radiational cooling. The heat during the day escapes back out into space during the overnight hours. So the Woodlands sitting at around 67 degrees for this morning, and the Heights, though, still at 71. So if you step outside, don't be too disappointed just yet, because throughout the next couple of hours, temperatures are going to start to drop into the upper 60s. Now, under clear skies, we do get pretty warm during the afternoon. So Jen, I know you still like it a little bit on the warm, so don't worry, the afternoon will still feature lots of sunshine and highs close to 90.
I love it. I love
They
it.
sell out the Daikin Park with all those.
I'm not
The whole time they were here.
Bigger and bigger venues.
That's
It's
right.
such
Well,
a good
going
show.
back to Constellation Field, just smaller, so they're going to sell that one out too. So if you want it, go get it.
Yeah.
And if you want the dry weather, go get you
Go
some.
get after. Yeah, I wanted to give you an update on our named list for the Atlantic Basin, because we've checked off another name. So we've been tracking Jerry the last few days, and now Karen has popped up during the overnight hours. She is a tropical storm. Up next is Lorenzo, Melissa, and then Nestor. But let's check in on what we've got going on right now. So yes, 2 tropical storms in the Atlantic Basin. You notice none of these are concerned for the continental U.S., which is great. Karen, by the way, is only going to be a short-lived tropical storm, already forecast to become a remnant low by tomorrow. So not only a fish storm, but a very short one. Tropical storm Jerry, on the other hand, is going to stick around for a few more days. However, the forecast is trending on the more favorable side. This is going to go towards Bermuda. Now it has shifted its track towards the east. And because of that, it's got a lesser chance to have any land impacts for Bermuda, which is fantastic. Not to mention, it's also lost its intensity. It was expected to become a Cat 1 hurricane. Now the National Hurricane Center is maintaining its tropical storm strength through the weekend into next week, when it's expected to fizzle out in the central Atlantic. Okay, back here to the good stuff. Now that we got the forecast for the hurricane season out of the way, let's have a look at our local forecast for today through the weekend, because that is going to be the big talker. It is a really nice one. 70 degrees right now. Sunrise is at 7:20. As the sun starts coming up, that's when you're really going to get the good stuff, because right now we're just filtering in the dry and the cooler air. We're going to feel a little bit more over the next few hours. 75 in Galveston, 67 for Brenham, so upper 60s for our northern cities and counties, 69 for Tomball. You'll notice the 24-hour temperature change anywhere between 1 to 5 degrees cooler than where we were yesterday, so already seeing improvements, and a really notable improvement, the dew points. So now those have dropped to around 56, 59, upper 50s to low 60s. Anything that's at that 60 threshold or below, which we're at all day today, means the air is dry and refreshing. It's going to feel so nice. So this morning is lovely. This afternoon gets warm under clear skies. We're still on track to get to the upper 80s to maybe right around 90 degrees. I think 90 is your high temperature in Houston. Then look at this. Overnight, tonight into tomorrow, my goodness, we get the low 60s area wide, and some of us are even going to get down to the upper 50s. So this weekend is beautiful. Low 60s both Saturday and Sunday. We start to slowly increase those temperatures as we head into next week. Afternoon temperatures for our weekend also lovely. I'm looking at the upper 80s both Saturday and Sunday, so we get the best of the best. No rain, which is fantastic for anything you have planned outside, going to the park, going on your outdoor runs. But I do want to see some rain start to filter into the 7-day forecast, because look at this. We're already starting to see a moderate drought starting to approach Harris County, and the long-range outlook shows we're going to be pretty dry. The 7-day reflects that. Look at that. No rain change. No, Jen, this is really nice. We want the rain for the drought. We definitely do. But look at that. I mean, this is one of the best looking 7-day forecasts I have seen in a long time.
Oh my goodness, and it's a
But sunshine, look at this weekend. It doesn't get any better than this. I'll show you how long the weather sticks around.
This weekend.
Yeah.
So let's head over to Kim for some more great news.
Yeah, hey, that's opening up a can of worms though. How many of your pets are gonna need mugshots now that they're incorporating animals into the legal business? 24-hour temperature change shows we're down by 2 degrees in Houston, not bad, but down by 5 in Waller. Sugarland, you're waking up 4 degrees cooler than where you were yesterday. Things are dark and early for now. Sunrise isn't until 7:20, but check this out. Temperatures are already cooling off. Upper 60s for our northern cities and counties. So Brenham, you're waking up at 67, 68 for Tomball. Bush has dropped down into the upper 60s. I told you, you just have to wait just a little while longer. While we're at 69, we've got about an hour for those temperatures to continue to trickle down. So if you're not quite in the 60s in your neighborhood just yet, don't worry, there is plenty of hope ahead. Now this afternoon does get warm. Clear skies means we jump up to around 90 degrees. That's your high temperature at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. 91 if you're in Sugarland, 89 in Spring, 89 in Tomball. But look at tomorrow morning, low 60s everywhere, even some upper 50s. I know you're looking at this and thinking, man, how can I make the most of this weekend? If you're planning on a little getaway, Jen, what can folks look forward to? Cooler weather.
Yeah, nice and light.
Video.
Okay.
What you got for us?
Well, at least we can rest easy that the iguana is no longer on the loose. He's in custody. And I think we're going to be resting nice and easy here too, because we're waking up to a much better start to our day. So maybe even tomorrow morning you crack open a window, dare I say that, because I am looking at slightly cooler nights. Our days are still going to be pretty warm. We've got sunshine in the mix and temperatures that are slightly above average. And we don't have any rain in the forecast, which is, depends how you look at it. It's good for outdoor plans, but the drought monitor starting to suffer for just a little bit. I'll show you that in a second. Current temperatures were anywhere between the low 60s to the low 70s. 63 degrees in Cleveland. That's our cool spot this morning. And then the low 70s, 71 for Hobby, Sugarland 71, Wharton 71. So you're still a little bit on the warm side. Bush has dropped down to the upper 60s, 69 for you. We're anywhere between 3 to getting close to 10 degrees below where we were yesterday morning, thanks to some dry air that's settling in. Your Friday forecast is beautiful. So we still have about an hour or so before sunrise, and I do suspect our temperatures are going to cool off just a little bit more before they start to warm up. Under clear sunshine, you are looking at a high temperature of 90 degrees today, but we get to hold off on the 90s this weekend. Upper 80s. It is gorgeous both Saturday and Sunday. I am loving the forecast for you this weekend. Low 60s waking up tomorrow and on Sunday. Yes, we're going to start to warm up a little bit next week. So take advantage of this. Go outside, plan for those outdoor activities you haven't been able to get to. Maybe you go to a little pumpkin patch with the family. Maybe you do your Halloween decorations. It's going to be so nice being outside. Because of this, the dry air, dew points in the 50s, anything below 60 is dry and refreshing. We have that not only today, but through the weekend. And like I said, no rain to be mindful of. Now the drought monitor, because we haven't had much rain, is starting to suffer a little bit. So here's the latest update that we got yesterday morning. Our northeastern cities and counties now slipping into the moderate drought. So I will be looking with a magnifying glass to see if we've got any rain in the vicinity. We've got high pressure in the mix, so actually we look pretty dry all the way through next Friday, October 17th. Now this time of year, we keep an eye on the tropics too. We've got your next named storm. Tropical Storm Karen developed during the overnight hours. This is the fish storm. Tropical Storm Jerry, now best case scenario for this too, looks to be curving east of Bermuda. So hopefully both of those have no land impacts. 7-day forecast looks like climbing just a little bit. So mid 60s back for the mornings next week, and the low 90s are too. Jen, I hope you have so many things penciled in this weekend. Are you
Our plan's important, and Ken, this is the weekend. This is the weekend to do it all.
I want you to invite me to any and all outdoor plans you can think of. Soaking up the sun is going to be my number. We're already cooling off this morning. Look at that. Liberty down by 9 degrees compared to this time yesterday. Down by 7 degrees in Anahuac. Downtown, you're about 4 to 5 degrees cooler than where we were yesterday. Air temperatures right now, most of us now getting into the 60s. 60s, 69 degrees at the airport, 66 for Brenham, 68 Tomball. Pearland, you're still holding on to that 70 for dear life, but not for too long. Galveston has dropped down to 72 degrees. Aside from the slight drop in temperatures, we've got a significant drop in humidity. Those dew points in the 50s. What does that mean? Dew points measure moisture, so anytime we drop to 50, really 60 or below, it's dry and refreshing. That's what you have in store for your Friday and through the weekend. Under clear skies, it does get warm this afternoon, so look for a high temperature of 90 degrees, but no complaints. I can stand a 90 so long as the air is nice and dry, Jen. How about you? Especially, I'm so happy with that today.
I have seen you deal with a higher than 90.
Definitely.
In
This
the
is nothing.
Bahamas.
Well, they definitely have a smoke machine. I mean, that's super cool.
Or 2 or 3. They've gone
Yeah.
all the way.
Yeah.
All right, we don't need like any fires in the fireplaces with this little cool front, do we?
We have our fall gear, but I don't know if this weekend's necessarily the one just yet. We're getting close though. Sunrise this morning is at 7:20, and once the sun comes up, those temperatures are going to start rebounding a little bit. But for this morning, look at the temperature drop. We're down by at least about 5 degrees area wide. Some spots a little cooler, a few spots a little less cool, but overall good improvements thanks to this front that's dropped in some drier air. There's no humidity that you're going to be feeling outside. In fact, looking at our dew point scale, while we spend most of summer in this territory, now we've dropped down to 60 or below, which means the air is dry and refreshing throughout your entire Friday and for a good stretch. In fact, things get even better. By tomorrow morning, we're dropping down into the low 60s. We stay there through Sunday. Slowly but surely, Houston does what Houston does best and continues to give us a longer stretch of warmth before we actually start to cool off. But hey, this weekend is beautiful. The afternoons, though, I will say get plenty warm. Under clear skies and sunshine, we're going to get close to 90 degrees for your high temperature today. And then at least this weekend, we get out of the 90s, but barely. We'll be in the upper 80s. So Saturday and Sunday, beautiful forecast for outdoor activities. You're not going to have anything to worry about in the back of your mind, with the exception, there's a little asterisk there. The pollen count is pretty high. So we're tracking high grasses, high weeds, high mold spores, 1,000 for the count of ragweed. So if that does tend to irritate your throat, give you a runny nose or itchy, watery eyes, don't forget your allergy medication. At least there's no tree pollen, so that's good there. In the Atlantic Basin, I know we've got 2 systems to track, but it's actually pretty good news for both of these. Tropical Storm Karen, which formed early this morning, is a fish storm, and Tropical Storm Jerry, although it is going to continue for a few more days, it's now tracking east of Bermuda, so minimal land interaction there, and it's expected to stay a tropical storm. Previously, it was expected to intensify into a Cat 1 hurricane, so at least it's losing steam there. And back here at home, well, we're not seeing much of anything. Check this out. Through next week, this is October 17th, we're looking at pretty dry conditions. No rain chances in the 7-day forecast. Man, so opportunities are endless, Jen. Whatever you had penciled in, either for this weekend or next week, you do not have to carry your umbrella. You don't have to watch radar. Just enjoy. It's
Oh,
pretty
nice. I ain't got to wash my...
Great weather news for you on this Friday. We are starting to see the dry air settle in and some cooler temperatures ahead as well. Look at this weekend forecast. Waking up in the low 60s and maxing out in the upper 80s. No rain in the full 7 day, Jen.
All right.